And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
Yes, here we are. Welcome to it. This is episode 1333 of the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Let's jump right into the fun by heading to the phones. Edward, what's up, dude? It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. Always see your name pop up on Instagram, see your name pop up on text. You've been on the show a few times. What's your question today?
What years do you have to be born within to be considered a 90s kid?
Oh, interesting.
What's your answer, Edward? What do you think?
I'd say from 83 to 92. So currently you'd be like
no, you're so
42
wrong.
to 30.
You're so wrong. You're so wrong. You're so wrong. Because when you talk about, somebody who is a 90s kid, right? You have to have lived some pretty important years in the 90s. Okay? So you can't call yourself a 90s kid if you were 7 in 1999. You're not a 90s kid. You're a 2000s kid. All your important years of where you discover music.
Sure.
You discover like pop culture. And you remember it all. The computers use like all of that stuff. So I would say
like late 70s, early 90s? Late 70s, early 80s?
No. I would say that if somebody's going to consider themselves a 90s kid, you need to be born like 82, 83, 84.
Oh, I disagree.
You disagree?
I'm with Mocha. You have to be born in the late 70s to really appreciate the 90s.
No, but a 90s kid, though.
Yeah, to be like a teen.
No. I highly disagree with that.
So then we all disagree.
Well, no. But what I'm saying is that, like, for me, right, like my late teen years, right, were in the 90s, but I was an 80s kid.
Sure.
Right? I was...
The 1880s?
Shut up. I was the formative years of, like, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Sure.
Right? Or like whatever it was, like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right? Those are my 80s years. Right? In the 90s, I did like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right? But like I was a kid in the 90s. Like when you're a kid, like when you're doing kid stuff, like I was a kid in the 80s, sorry. Like, so for me, I'm like, you need to be 15 in the later years of the decade to be considered a kid of that decade.
Yeah, I would
if
say
not,
I'm
if
with
not,
you
you're the next decade.
On that age range you gave, like 10 to 15, because again, you're discovering TV, movies, pop culture,
your
independence. So
yeah.
I would say you're kind of bang on. At first, I was thinking kind of late 70s, early 80s, but now once you put that kind of age range, 10 to 15, I'm going to say like early to mid 80s is when you had to be born.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Shem, what do you think?
I'm kind of with Maury on this. I think you've got to be late 70s, late 1970s, sorry, to be considered to be a 90s kid.
See, I was born in 78. I went to Israel in 92 when I was 13, and I have memories from the 90s.
Yeah, but by the time the late 90s hit, you were considered an adult. You would still have to be a 90s kid.
But I was 18 in 98.
But I just said you'd be considered an adult.
No.
So like you consider yourself a what kid? A 90s kid?
Yes.
You do.
Because I was too young. I wish I was an 80s kid, but I was too young to appreciate the 80s.
Because you were born 78.
Whoa, am I a 2000s kid then?
Yeah, when were you born?
87.
Yeah, you're a 2000s kid.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Yeah, definitely a 2000. You were 3 at the end of the 90s.
At the end of the 80s.
At the end of the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're definitely a 2000s kid.
I guess.
But yeah, I guess Maury. So how old were you, Maury, in 99?
I would have been what, like 19?
What's that? 19?
Oh yeah,
No.
sorry. 11.
Yeah, maybe that's the cutoff.
How old?
How old were you?
You'd be 21.
You'd be
At the end of
21.
99?
Yeah.
You'd have been 21. You're born in 78, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 21.
I don't think you're right.
Yeah, so
Okay,
so you're 21.
No, the math says that Shem's right.
So okay, so let me extend it then. I'm going to say if you're going to be a 90s kid, I'm going to say 79 to 84.
Okay, sure.
79 to 84. Do we all agree on that?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'd say that.
Right?
Sure.
How about you, Edward?
I mean, I'm the same age as Shem. So my theory behind it is you're just anywhere from elementary to like high school in that decade. So I would have been, let's say, at the end of 99, I'm 12 years old. At that time, I'm independent enough to be, going out on my own.
No. You're a 2000s kid, dude. You're a 2000s kid. You're 12 years old in 99?
Yeah.
No, you're a 2000s kid.
It's all right, bro. We're young, man. Don't worry about these little guys.
Yeah. You're millennial babies. Like you're Y2K babies.
Sorry, just the reason why because this question came up was, just swiping the apps as one does. And I'm seeing late 20s, even early 30s people claiming to be 90s kids. I'm like, no way.
Oh, I know.
They were born 99 or something.
My wife does that all the time too, right? And it's just because she always says that, she's like an 80s kid. But I'm like, yeah, you were born in 84. Like you don't remember the 80s. Yeah. You have a memory of the 80s, and why she is so sort of tied to the 80s, and why I think you, Edward, are tied to the 90s is because so much of that culture you relived long after the fact, right?
Yeah, and you gravitate towards it now.
Yeah, and you gravitate towards it. There's a nostalgia there, but for you or for Catherine, I'm like, we'll have conversations where she'll talk about the 80s, and I'm like, babe, you don't remember the 80s.
Yeah, you weren't there.
You have very few memories of the 80s. Your memories are 90s memories, and there just might be 80s things, 80s movies you watched, all that stuff, but you watched them in the second run.
Sure.
Right? You didn't watch those movies when they came out. You watched them years later. It's just like now with when I want to watch a horror movie with Roxy, right? If it's a new horror movie, Catherine's like, yeah, okay, cool. But she has I'll suggest a movie sometimes, and Catherine is like, absolutely not, no way. And in my head, I'm like, that's really crazy. The movie's not that bad. But then I do the math. And the first time Catherine saw that movie, she was 11.
Oh, yeah.
So it scarred her, right? She has memories of things from when she was a kid that I saw as an adult.
Right.
Right? But when she saw it, she was a child. So it affected us differently.
10 years apart.
Yeah, we're 10 years apart, bro. When I was 20, she was 10.
Damn.
Right? Shut up, Shem.
Shut
up, Maury. Maury, we don't clap for that, man.
Yeah. We clap when she's 21 and Roz is 31.
Hey! The uncomfortable silence.
Yo, Edward, you're the man. Thank you so much for joining us on the show again.
All right. Thank you so much.
See you, buddy.
Question. Hold on a second. Yeah, later, dude. So Maury, because I always think of it as when people remember, vividly remember life, not only without being online or computers, but life where there was no tech in the house, right? Uh-huh. You remember that.
1,000%.
1,000%. Shem, you don't.
No.
I remember when the internet was new and there was one computer at the radio station.
Yeah.
And you had to sign out time.
Yeah.
And the president of the company used to read everyone's emails and see and check the history of where you were going on the internet just because it was so new. Mm-hmm. And if there's something questionable, you would get called to his office and he was like, why were you looking at boobs? Mm-hmm. And I wasn't.
I used to work with a guy who they tried to put the computer terminal that had the internet on it on his desk. Mm-hmm. And the engineers came in the next day and he had unwired everything and moved it off to the corner to put his typewriter back on his desk.
Oh, for real?
For real.
He didn't want the internet at all.
He didn't want that. He's like, I do not need this in my life. Uh-huh. Don't put this in here. Put it somewhere else, not in here.
His typewriter
and he unplugged everything, wrapped the cable around that big fat gray monitor.
Oh my God.
Right? And stuck it on a chair and wheeled the chair into the corner.
All that hard work by the engineers too to set everything up. Paula says here, it's actually a question for you, Roz.
Yeah.
Can Roz describe what each of his cats look like? I'm obsessed with cats, and he's never posted a photo of them, so I really want to know what they look like. I know you've posted on stories
photos.
And stuff.
I posted, yeah. Okay, so Moo they're all Siberian, I think. Moo is all gray. He's just all gray. He's a boy, and he's
How old
a suck.
Is he again?
He is 6, maybe now, right? He's like a total suck, but he's like a big boy. He's thick, right? Not fat, but thick. And then Birdie is also a Siberian, and she's your sort of classic Siberian, white hair, super floofy, blue eyes, completely antisocial.
Like you.
Thank you.
White and fluffy.
And then the new one, Ozzy, is a Siberian, but he's sort of like a skinny Siberian. He looks like a ferret almost, right? Like his body, like when he lies down, he's just a tube.
Oh my God.
Right? Like it's really wild to see. He's great because the thing when you get a Siberian and why I love them is they play fetch, right? Like I can throw something and he'll chase after it and go and bring it back. And then if he wants to play fetch, like last night I was lying in bed and he threw one of his little plastic springs on my chest and then I chucked it down the hallway in the pitch dark, and we did that like 6 or 7 times.
Oh my God.
Because he still wanted to play. And then Fig is a he's like a brown mix kind of thing, really pretty cat. But he's the one that's going through all the health problems right now, right? So he looks a little busted. But they're all like super pretty, but they're all Siberian. So if you look up Siberians online, that's what they all sort of are, a variation of what Siberians look like.
Jag says here, did you guys ever go to arcades growing up? If so, what was your favorite game?
So the arcade in the town I grew up in, because I grew up in a really small town, there was no arcade. What it was the taxi stand.
The taxi stand?
Yeah. So it was the building where there was a parking lot behind it where the 3 taxis in town were there. And then the taxi drivers used to just hang out in the taxi stand and wait for calls to come in. And then they would just jump in the car and go and get somebody. Right. And at the back of the taxi stand, they had a little tiny room with 2 pinball machines and 2 video games.
What were the games?
They had Miss Pac-Man and Kung Fu.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so Kung Fu was like my game. I loved Kung Fu. And it was so smoky in that little room, like so great. Because at that time, we were talking about like all the retro stuff, but at that time, arcade games had an ashtray in them.
Oh my God.
Right? It was on the side of it. Like it was like an actual ashtray that was manufacturally, like from the manufacturer, like bolted into the side of the arcade game.
There was always cigarette burns on the buttons.
Always cigarette burns on the buttons because people would it would be your turn and you would take your cigarette and just rest it on the hard plastic in front of the buttons and it would like melt through.
Oh my God.
Right? Yeah. So that was our arcade. And I had never been to a Chuck E. Cheese's or anything like that for kids because I had those parents that told you that you could only go to Chuck E. Cheese if it was for a birthday party.
Sure.
Right? They lied and never brought me, right? But yeah, that was the arcade that I went to. They had 2 pinball machines. One was a Playboy, I remember. They had Playboy pinball and Kiss pinball.
Yeah.
And then they had Miss Pac-Man, I believe it was, and Kung Fu.
Wow.
And that was my arcade.
Damn it, Maury?
I used to play video games more often than not at the laundromat while my dad was doing laundry.
There you go.
Same sort of thing. Like there was like
classic place for video games.
like there was like the crappy Pac-Man one, but there's no pinball. I love pinball, but they always had like one machine next to the dryers.
Yes.
Shem?
2 things. I remember the old like WWF like games that you could play, right? Like WrestleMania like 3 or like 1 or something like that.
Superstars. Didn't they have like WWF Superstars?
Yeah, Superstars.
Well?
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember playing Duck Hunt as well.
Like
wow.
as an arcade
game. I had the game on the really old Nintendo, but I also remember playing it as an arcade game. Yeah.
There was a pizza place in Acton where I grew up called Olympia. And in it, they had, remember the tabletop video games? You sat at a chair and it was the video game was in the table. So you looked over.
Oh, and it's like a glass top, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And
they had that recently. I mean, I think they took them out, but they had them at the Rogers Center. They had like Pac-Man and then something else.
Space Invaders probably.
Maybe.
Or
Yeah,
Centipede,
yeah.
one of those 2 things. But yeah, so I used to play those a lot too while you were waiting for a slice of pizza because that was right down the street from my junior high. And so you would go for a slice of pizza and just throw some quarters in and play that. But yeah, those old video games were dynamite.
K. Carr says here, what is the worst Halloween treat to receive? I used to receive candy canes.
Oh.
I used to get pennies.
Pennies.
Yo, if you get candy canes at Halloween, you know those joints are from last year. Okay? Like nowadays, I understand places like Costco and Walmart, whatever, they start selling their Christmas stuff way early. End of summer, maybe September. So if you get a candy cane, know that it's most likely new. But if this was before they did all that stuff, you know you were getting last year's candy canes.
Maury's right though. Like when you would open your bag and somebody would chuck in pennies like you were a toll booth.
Hey.
Right? And it would just like hit all your food down below.
No, I would always say like things like fruit. If you ever got fruit for
Don't
Halloween,
trust that.
or sometimes in the neighborhood they would just make popcorn at home and put in a
bowl.
Ziploc.
Yeah. Or in a Ziploc.
Yeah, baggie. I'm like, I'm not eating that.
No.
Also worst.
What were those purple gums that tasted like soap?
They still make them now.
Yeah.
Ziff? Something like that?
And isn't the slogan like taste like soap?
It never used to be. They
Called Thrills?
Thrills. Yes.
What's the slogan there, Shem?
Thrills gum, soap gum. Yes, it's gum that tastes like soap.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
See?
they had to acknowledge that after the fact, though, because it was so vile. Like the Thrills gum was the worst, and you would get it, and you'd be like, ugh.
Yeah, they still sell that now,
So
man.
okay, so Thrills gum. What is it, Maury?
I was going to say, I'm going to add one to the list when you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the assorted all sorts.
Which is what?
The licorice little squares and circle things, the black licorice little squares.
Oh, black licorice is the worst.
But it's these specific ones. They're called all sorts.
Right. Okay.
Gross.
So all sorts. My other worst favorite, like the I would be like, chuck it in the garbage right away. Are Tootsie Rolls.
Yep.
Oh, I love
Amen.
those.
Oh, yeah. I'm not,
Tootsie
How about
not really the
sun-made
biggest fan.
raisins? I hated those too.
Raisins.
Ooh.
Whoa. What kind of monster gives children raisins?
So nasty.
That's like when I was trick or treating as a kid. Sometimes you would go to the variety store, right? And if you were early enough, the guy at the variety store was handing out full cans of pop, right? Which was great. But if you got there late, and when I mean late, I mean like after the 15 minutes that he handed out the Sprite and Coke, all that was left, and he would still give it to kids. Tonic.
What the hell's... Oh, wait, like tonic water?
Tonic water.
I call that mix.
Like, yeah, in like the yellow can.
Yeah, you give this to your dad.
Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Before we head back to the phones, we'll answer this question from Laura. Who farts/burps the most in your studio? I think we would all agree it's Dammit Maury.
No argument here.
More so when Maury was eating, for sure.
No, even
right?
now, I don't know
I
what
literally
you
just farted.
eat now, but Maury, every now and then, I will hear a fart, but I will always hear a burp. Maury burps a lot in that room.
Yeah. Because when you were eating, though, you were very gassy. Like you were like you would walk and you would fart, right? Like step after step. Maury ruined, I forgot to mention this earlier. Maury ruined a family tradition over Thanksgiving. Can I tell this story, Maury?
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's a lot
Like
of
your family tradition?
No, his own.
Oh,
yeah,
his own.
ruined
Because
Russ.
Maury doesn't eat anymore, right? And there's a lot of family traditions that happen over the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything else. And Maury and his dad have had this same tradition at Thanksgiving forever. But because Maury doesn't eat anymore, the tradition is ruined. And so he's telling me about this. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like carving of the turkey or like whatever it is, right? You know what tradition that Maury and his dad, Frank, have? You know that at Thanksgiving, the two of them eat the giblets?
Gross.
The heart, liver, and the gizzard?
Aren't you supposed to get rid of that stuff?
No.
Yes. You're not supposed to eat it.
Yes, the heart and the, what is it, the liver? It's
And the gizzard.
Yum.
Wait, but what do you do? How does he prepare? Does he fry them up?
No, it's in the turkey ass.
Still in
whatever.
the turkey?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
So he doesn't
gross.
take them
And
like
he uses his hands and he would break it in half and like feed it to me.
that's like monster stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like that's some Ed Gein type behavior.
Time.
Right?
Yeah,
Like-
like friggin'
Come on, would
Ryan
you love to
Murphy.
have the heart?
His next season of Monster is going to be on
Don't
Frank J.
disappoint
Sherman.
Mother.
Right.
Mother wants you to eat the heart.
Yes, like to me that is a terrible tradition. So anyway, because Maury doesn't eat anything anymore, Frank had nobody to share the gizzard and heart with, right? So he gave it to the dog.
Oh no! Wait, what about his other two sons?
No, they don't want it. So now my dad shared it with Andy.
Yes. So now the dog,
Wait,
ate
your
it.
dog? What about his? He won't even feed it to his own dog?
They don't have one now.
Oh, R.I.P. dog.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Is that not, like, for me, that's like all the delicious things on a table at Thanksgiving, the gravy, the stuffing, even the veg, the white meat, the dark meat, the crispy skin. And Maury and his dad are sitting there squishing a heart in their like in his finger, being like, "Here, you take the first suck."
That's so gross. Okay. All right, time to get back to the phones here. Hi, Keith. It's Roz Mocha.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
So you've been on hold for a minute. Thank you so much for waiting. The entire show is here. Roz is here. I'm Mocha. Dammit Maury is here. Shem is here as well. And we understand you got a question. Go ahead.
Okay, on Thursday, you guys had that pregnancy simulator. What was your wife's reaction to that once they found out that you went through it?
For Jenna, I don't think it was that bad, to be honest with you.
Please.
I think she was just like, yeah, I heard the show. It was a lot of fun today.
So just to bring people up to speed, Keith, the question was who on the show could handle labor pains, pregnancy the best as far as the pain goes. And then we had somebody come in with one of those machines that simulates labor contractions. And we all hooked it up and we had all said who we think was going to be able to handle the pain the best. Maury tapped out very early on, even before
I heard that one.
Shem laughed the whole time. I had a silent birth, and Mocha screamed like he was actually in labor, and he was standing up, and he was sitting down, and he was flexing, and he was doing all this stuff. For me, when I went home and I talked to Catherine, Catherine just found it. She found the commentary and all the talking about pressure in the bum to be a little bit much. She just wanted to hear Mocha scream. And then, Dammit Maury, did Matthew have anything?
I don't think he even knows we did it.
Okay, fair enough. But Jenna had a comment on social on the video that went absolutely bananas. We should get her on the phone. Can we get Jenna on the phone?
Yeah.
Can you call her? Okay, Keith, we're going to let you go, right? We're going to let you go. We're going to get Jen on the phone.
I have her on hold.
Okay, we're going to get her actual reaction.
I have her on hold.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Keith.
Okay.
Yo, she's busy, man.
No, she's on hold.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, babe.
Hey.
So the question was, what was the wife's reaction to the pregnancy machine?
Oh my God, I was hoping it was going to be about this.
So I just want to point out here that when we posted the video, Jenna, your comment on the video was just simply, ladies and gentlemen, my husband. And it is by far the number one most liked comment with 350 some odd likes. So what was your reaction initially?
Do you want to hear? Do we want to go back real quick to last week?
Do you want to hear?
See that beautiful baby? You ready?
Okay. Okay.
That's a pushing sound if I've ever heard one. There we go.
Get ready to push, Mocha.
I'm going to stand.
Oh, Mocha's standing.
Yeah! The people's champ. All right, so it wasn't that bad.
So what was your initial reaction?
I'm just shaking my head and smiling because of first of all, I have never received so many text messages and phone calls as I did that morning from people I haven't spoken to in years, reaching out, being like, so I heard your husband on the radio this morning, and I was like,
it's a popular show.
But yeah, it's a popular show. That's they were just letting me know that they had heard you on the radio.
Yeah.
So he told me that you guys were doing it, and I didn't say much at the time, and I was like, okay, cool. But when he got home that night, I was like, that went exactly how I imagined it was going to go, because Mocha just has zero pain tolerance. He will scream like that when he stubs his toe. And
not true.
And okay, all right.
We're not asking for extra information.
No,
here.
this is
Please give us
exactly
all
what
the
we Thank you, Maury. All the information.
Right.
So Mocha has no pain tolerance, and he screams like that even when he stubs his toe.
Yes, it went exactly how I thought it was going to go.
So in the lead up to all this, Mocha was coming off saying that he was going to be able to handle it the best.
So he said that they rigged it, which
Absolutely.
I don't buy. I don't buy
Hold
at
on a
all.
second here. What a second.
I think everybody got the same treatment. And he was like, no, they did something when they put it on me. And I was like, okay.
Hold on a second here. Really? You went home and had conversations about how this was rigged?
Wow. I said it on the show that I thought that the machine they gave me, there was something done to it, and that they didn't even turn on the machine for you, Roz, and they gave me one with like the most extreme kind of pain.
Oh
but
my
God! That is labor pain. Do you not remember the drive down to the hospital in the car? And I wasn't even making a fraction of that noise, and I was in like hands down, pants down, the worst. I couldn't find a comfortable position. I was just like, I was silent because I was in so much pain I couldn't make a noise.
I remember that story because Mocha, the way Mocha tells it is that he was in incredible pain because the seatbelt was digging into his hip a little bit on the way.
Guys, that's not true at all. And that's not very nice.
Anyways, that one, he knows. We already talked about this. This isn't new information. I'm probably going to hear about this later tonight. But that went exactly the way I thought it was going to go. Bang on, like no surprise there. And that is why I felt compelled to write a comment, and that's all I had to say is, ladies and gentlemen, my husband.
Thank you.
So moving forward, good luck killing all the spiders in the house yourself. Don't be texting me during the show being like there's a big spider in the bathroom waiting for you.
Are we starting? Good laundry, food. Yeah. Are we starting? Starting?
I like to do all that stuff myself.
You just get to it first, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just know that you like doing that stuff.
You know what? That's fine. It's on. It's all good. It's on.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Check back in with us in about 3 months' time.
Yeah. No problem. You'll see exactly because I said so.
All right.
Right? Tim.
Can you guys send that machine home so I can just like zap them every once in a while? Can I borrow that machine for a little while?
No problem.
Okay.
We'll get you
all
one.
the machines.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for joining us on the show today, babe.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, babe.
That was so worth it.
Oh, let me guess. We have no time now to call Catherine, huh? All right, and with that, I think it's time to end today's Ask Roz and Mocha. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do this again. We release a podcast episode every single day of the week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If this is your first time listening, then when you do subscribe, the episode will be on your device automatically. And if you are someone who listens to the podcast religiously, maybe you want to share it with someone in your life who you think may enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next episode, okay? This has been episode 1333 of the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Seeker app.